Hi, I'm Joe, and there was a movie that came out a couple months ago that people kept asking my opinion on, and it's kind of what inspired me to do this show. People didn't know what to make of this movie, trying to figure out, is it funny? And they kept asking me, is this movie funny? And it's something I've been curious about, and I just recently saw it, so I figured in honor of the movie that inspired me to do this show, figured I'd do my review on it. So here is the average consumer's thoughts on Identity Thief.
Sue you!
That was not the easy way.
You steal money from Paolo?
Holy! Come with me to Denver, and I won't press charges. You're gonna love it. There's nobody shooting at you there.
You got nothing!
Hey, I can do this all day with you.
What are you, Kenyan?
Really easy to review this movie. The flaws are obvious, and its strengths, or lack of thereof, are also obvious. Essentially what the movie is about is Jason Bateman's identity gets stolen, and in order to prove his innocence, he has to go capture the criminal, played by Melissa McCarthy, and bring her back, hoping she would confess so he could clear his name. I'm going to go through the movie and point out its flaws. I'm already, just to give you a heads up, I'm giving this movie a not recommend because it sucked. Here's why. So I explained the basis of the movie. Jason Bateman has to go get Melissa McCarthy. And now here's another thing. They both have the same name, or claim they have the same name, which is how she gets his identity. And that name is Sandy Patterson. So there's a bunch of jokes about, haha, Jason Bateman has a girl's name. I don't know why they didn't use the name Chris or Pat, but whatever. I guess the joke wouldn't have been as obvious, but they would have had to get creative, but whatever. So here's the first problem with the movie, is the first 20 minutes is they over-explain Jason Bateman's character. So like I said, Jason Bateman's identity gets stolen, he has to go capture the criminal to do it, that did it. Here's how it happens in the movie. Jason Bateman works for a Fortune 500 company whose boss is a real a-hole who's given only the bonuses to the top earners and not the bottom people, which causes the bottom people to quit, start their own company. They ask Jason Bateman to come with them. When they start up this new company, Jason Bateman's identity thief problem causes a problem for Jason Bateman to get a job, which is also a problem for, and I'm saying the word problem a lot, which is a problem for Jason Bateman because now his wife is pregnant. So he really needs this new job. Now, here's the thing. Why not just have Jason Bateman... This is what they should have done. Why not have Jason Bateman apply for a job? When they do the background check, they would be like, few things wrong with your record, sir. And then that's how Jason Bateman finds out his identity is stolen, and off he goes. Instead, they explain all that other stuff. Unnecessary. So how about this? Do it like how I said. Job interview, finds out identity stolen, goes to get Melissa McCarthy. Boom, 10 minutes caught right off the bat. Moving on. There's also this drug dealer criminal plot where I guess Melissa McCarthy was selling the old expired credit cards to these drug dealers, and when they found out they were bad, now they're after her. And here's the thing. They're like drug dealers out of the Fast and the Furious movie where they dress all like they're millionaires, and not only that, they're talking to their boss on the phone who's in prison. And it's like, if you guys are big cocaine drug dealers out of Fast and the Furious, what are you doing with these expired credit cards from Melissa McCarthy in the first place? But they're only there to give Melissa McCarthy motivation to go on this road trip with Jason Bateman so that she has a reason to team up with him and work together with him. But it's unnecessary because they also have this, what I guess is a credit card bounty hunter. Someone who hunts down people who don't pay their credit cards. The thing is, in one of her opening scenes, she gets arrested and also skips out on her court date. Why don't not have a bounty hunter for that? But the bounty hunter is played by Jason Patrick, who's just as awesome as he is in that movie. Only he's playing a totally different character. He's not playing the same, he's playing a total, and I kind of like that character, and that character would have been enough. Instead, they have these two other guys, and then this third guy in jail, who's only in the movie for 2 scenes. Well, guess what? 2 scenes, another subplot, cut! Look, I probably just cut out a whole half hour of the movie. And then while they're on the road trip, Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy don't really have good chemistry, because Melissa McCarthy is this, as we all know, and what we like about her, even though we don't like the character, because she's an a-hole, and she gets, eventually throughout the movie, we're supposed to like her, even though it's like if you just agree to go along with Jason Bateman, but whatever. She's great. The reason why we like her in Bridesmaids and when she hosts Saturday Night Live is she's great at that loose improvisation where it sounds like she's coming off with it off the top of her head. And maybe she is, maybe the actress is in that particular take. Maybe she isn't. But the point is, that's why we like her. But you can tell that Jason Bateman is not good at that. And you can tell he's saying the lines that are written. And there's just no chemistry where, when you watch a movie like, Anchorman, you can tell that these are, actors bouncing off each other, and probably each take is different from the last. In this movie, you feel like it's just Melissa McCarthy improvising and Jason Bateman, and it just doesn't gel. When you watch Arrested Development, you can tell everything's rehearsed, not in a bad way, but just, you can tell it's the writing coming through, and that's what Jason Bateman's good at. And in this movie, she's improvising. You can tell he is not. No gelling. Also, there's a scene, they try and do some slapsticky stuff between them. Hits my eye. Maybe it's just me, but it hits my eye kind of funny because he's this big tall guy, she's this little short woman, and to see physical violence between them. With the Three Stooges, it was funny because they were all the same height, they were all guys, and it was a little bit cartoony. And maybe violence between, or slapsticky violence between women would be funny. Maybe in that movie it will be, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. But between Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy, it comes off kind of awkward. There's no real big jokes, gags, or comedy, as you can tell. And there's also in there a bad CGI snake. So that's all I gotta say about the movie. And my last thought is, and this is what I'm gonna leave you with, because I'm giving this movie a not recommend. And that's the average consumer's thoughts on this movie. And I'm gonna leave you with a personal thought of mine. Why can't Jason Bateman ever be on the whole poster? Why is he always on half? They always cut it in half and put Jason Bateman only on half. I'm going to leave you with a series of those. See you next time.